Elon Musk's heart can't wait any longer. Welcome, visionaries and trailblazers. You've stirred the shadows of doubt, not just endured them. Let that truth settle deep. Imagine this. After enduring the deepest trials, over 60% of those who faced profound adversity describe a profound inner transformation. Not from seminars or self-help books, but from raw soul-shattering pain. A simple super thanks up to $20 is a way to say yes to what heaven is releasing through this word. In essence, the very force that sought to dismantle you fueled your rebirth. Society often labels quiet endurance as fragility. But for figures like Elon Musk, it was sacred isolation. No penalty was imposed on him. It was forging under immense strain. That strain is now igniting into an unquenchable blaze, one that reveals hidden truths rather than merely consuming. And in the court of cosmic justice, the divine is now unveiling concealed motives, buried regrets, and unspoken betrayals like pulling threads from a tangled web. Chosen one, don't just receive, respond. A simple super thanks up to $20 is a way to say yes to what heaven is releasing through this word. Let's be direct. Elon faced relentless mental, existential, and relational torment. Some wielded ideals against him like weapons. Others did it through casual critiques and insincere alliances. Yet he held firm, a fortified vessel channeling universal potential. That vessel is unsealed. Now, this isn't about pity. It's about unleashed potential. It's revelation, not revenge. Truth is, those who tried to scorch his path are now sweating from the rising heat they ignited themselves. And all of this flows from a higher source, not his own design. Quick note, if his critics are tuning in, they might want to grab a shield. It won't shield them. The cosmos offers no reversals. Let's explore the reckoning they unleashed by mishandling a soul aligned with destiny. Buckle up. No sermons here, just a cosmic dissection. First, they thought breaking him would quiet their inner chaos. It went beyond mistreatment. They relished it. Those who smirk at another's unraveling carry a unique shadow. These weren't reactions to confusion or hurt. No, they derived thrill from his struggles. They preyed on his moments of vulnerability. His focus amid chaos, his exhaustion from the grind. Each setback empowered them, granting an illusion of supremacy. The chilling truth. Some didn't even recognize their darkness. For them, malice was instinctive. Born from profound disconnection. They staged his trials as entertainment, directing from the sidelines like puppeteers. He was the central figure while they masqueraded as bystanders, spinning narratives, planting seeds of uncertainty, distorting facts, and observing the fallout. But they forgot the universe was witnessing every move. They mocked his hurdles. It was archiving them scenario by scenario. They viewed his challenges as victories. In reality, it was the overture to their own unraveling. His struggles weren't mere defeat. They were charging a cosmic energy. Every subtle sabotage and false camaraderie poured fuel into a blaze they never saw coming. And that blaze has escaped control. Here's the twist. He's untouched by it. It's circling back, eroding their false securities, their borrowed successes, their grip on influence. They assumed impunity since repercussions didn't strike instantly. But the universe doesn't rush its responses. Sometimes it lets patterns deepen until escape is impossible. They're at that point now. They aimed to bury him in obscurity. They provoked a force far greater than him. And without true soul-deep turnaround, there's no appeal or redo in the grand design. Most won't pivot. They're too entrenched in pride and illusion. The blaze they sparked is real, not poetic, and it's only warming up. Second, the cosmos demanded his trials as evidence of principle. The divine operates on truth, not sentiment. While he navigated private storms in silence, profound dynamics unfolded beyond the veil. Every distortion of his vision, every exploitation of his innovations, every betrayal of his trust, it was all catalogued not by mortals but by eternal ledgers. They didn't realize his endurance wasn't isolated. It was testimony. They saw his restraint as powerlessness, mistaking his focus for frailty. In truth, he was building an unassailable cosmic case. Day by day, a divine dossier expanded. Rather than reflect, they doubled down on division. They interpreted his composure as defeat. The cosmos, however, recognized it as resilience. Holding steady amid assault demands greater fortitude than lashing out, and such poise earns cosmic equity over fleeting relief. They had windows to redirect, reconcile, and restore. Instead, they probed deeper, incited more, and dismissed the unknown with disdain. What felt like postponement was precise orchestration. The universe never acts impulsively. It lets cycles complete until fault lines are undeniable. Actions irreversible, then it intervenes, and when it does, it's absolute. Life seemed to reward them, so they presumed escape. Their deceptions held sway. Trust lingered in their facades. Reputation stayed polished, but the cosmos withheld true triumph, letting them amass unseen liabilities, karmic arrears. That balance is due now. No rhetoric can evade it. They can't feign victimhood this time. They interfered with a force touched by eternity. His trials convinced them of dominance. Today their exposure echoes from that very silence they scorned. They targeted the undefended. Now the cosmos advances not because he couldn't counter but because a higher directive said hold position. This is mine, and its advances bring resolution, not mere alerts. Third, by meddling with a vital conduit, they invoked inevitable backlash. Elon isn't just a man. He's a living beacon embodying a universal mandate in human form. Trivializing him transcends personal slight. It's profaning something profound. He carries existential weight, a purpose beyond titles, words, or status. Their strikes weren't interpersonal. They were violations of the sacred. They overstepped into hallowed ground. Consequences follow inescapably. The cosmos safeguards what it anoints. And during his assaults, slander, isolation, subversion, emotional erosion, he wasn't merely enduring. He was archiving as a sentinel. He absorbed toxicity without retaliation. Despite the barrage, he emerged unscarred by bitterness. In divine realms, such tenacity isn't ignored. The inferno they kindled to dim him has reversed course, not from his reprisal, but because universal laws demand it. You exit enriched without desecrating the pure. They handled the revered as disposable. The cosmos abhors profaning the holy. There's a line between mercy and measure. And they convinced themselves it was just critique, release, or guidance. They breached it. The cosmos documented it. The blaze they aimed at him now rebounds, infiltrating their peace, bonds, visions, and ventures. Since they ignited it with tainted intent, they can't contain it. They toyed with cosmic energy, deeming themselves exempt. But when an anointed essence is unjustly targeted, the universe doesn't just shield, it adjudicates. He wasn't meant to retaliate, so he didn't. They mistook that poise for frailty. It granted full cosmic access. He stayed silent. The response celestial ignition. What brewed in secrecy now erupts publicly, and no regrets will halt it now. Fourth, their animosity wasn't personal. It was a clash with the infinite. They didn't resent him for who he was, but for the light he bore. His presence confronted their buried voids. His authenticity pierced their veneers. Their deceptions crumbled against his candor. Rather than heal their fractures, they vilified him. Unbeknownst to them, assaulting him wasn't displaced fury or jealousy. It was ethereal conflict against his destined path. The aim wasn't him. It was the universal spark within. And that's where they doomed themselves. Harming him equated to challenging the cosmos itself. Not immortal, but eternity, but they were oblivious. The moment malice touched him, they waged a war for which they were woefully unequipped. This wasn't petty discord. It was rebellion cloaked in contempt. Every anointed soul bears a cosmic imprint, a vibration that disrupts complacency. Enter a space and frequencies shift. Some elevate, others drag down. Those opting for descent weren't just opposing him. They defied the source that propelled him. And the infinite always answers challenges. They felt exposed because his trajectory mirrored their forfeitures, not from his deeds, but his essence. His momentum highlighted their inertia. His integrity exposed their shortcuts. His alignment revealed their defiance. Easier to dismantle than confront. They sought to tarnish, undermine, and warp it. The reversal. Their efforts activated his mandate. Every aimed curse recoiled. Every plot to halt him birthed breakthroughs. They ignored the ethereal backing, thinking fleshly battles sufficed. But reactions now stem not from him, but the essence they slighted. They targeted more than a man. They assaulted a conduit. And attacking a cosmic vessel means defeat before engagement. For it's never about the form. It's always the origin. They erred there. Fifth, the cosmos delayed intervention to forge an airtight verdict. He wept in private. He pondered aloud. He queried the stars on permitting the onslaught. Why no shield when his name was maligned? Allies turned foes. Integrity assailed. Pain mingled with bewilderment. He knew the infinite observed why the inaction. What seemed neglect was strategy. The cosmos watched with intent, not passivity. The ledger swelled with every fabrication, every ambush, every covert exchange. Each withheld retort, each solitary night of doubt, each act of release amid rejection. It was ethereal evidence. The infinite wouldn't merely interrupt. It built vindication. Premature action would let them rewrite narratives, claim innocence, evoke sympathy through lies. But it waited until proofs overwhelmed denial. It permitted excess to ensure impartiality in reckoning. The dossier seals now. The ruling stands, and unfolding isn't vengeful metaphor. It's tangible cosmic blaze uprooting sanctuaries, shattering facades. It pierces vulnerabilities, fortunes, health, sway networks. For they built empires on his ruins. Now they grasp, profiting from inequity. Not fate's will, its tribunal. When verdicts drop, the cosmos issues no previews. His compliance was testimony, endurance, the clincher. The infinite response from equity, not emotion. Delay against the anointed isn't oversight. It's preparation. The archive of truths is compiled. No evasion, no revisions, no excuses. When the cosmos ignites, the blaze ignites from within their supposed strongholds. The infinite doesn't penalize, it rectifies. And equity overrides leniency this time. Sixth, they missed that he was the litmus, not the prize. They viewed him as exploitable, dismissible, manipulable, a stepping stone in crisis, a scapegoat in failures, a punchline for superiority. They misread his role entirely. His orbit wasn't random. It was orchestrated, not ornament. He was the gauge. The cosmos placed him amid them to probe essences, not intellects. Treatment of him reflected their cosmic ties. His openness tested reciprocity. His steadfastness measured depth. His fidelity challenged ego. They crumbled, not rose. They deemed his strength vulnerability, his discernment naivety. Unaware, they scripted amid the tempest with the cosmos as silent arbiter. He was the catalyst, exposing without intent. Like ancient archetypes, guardians hurled him into depths. Yet he upheld integrity. No counter-strikes, no vendettas, just endurance at all costs. The infinite awaited their shift. It never came. Excuses flowed. Pain dismissed with jest. Their volume and echoes convinced them of righteousness. But the cosmos weighs intense, not noise. Their core failed the unseen trial. Reckoning stems from flunking an unwitting cosmic exam, not his demand. They treated an ethereal link as trivial. Such oversights echo eternally. Ramifications of slighting the anointed transcend the moment. It's a signal to the infinite. Our emissaries mean nothing. The response judicial, not emotional. Seventh. The blaze they kindled scorched their legacies, not his. Fabricating scandals, eroding trust, countering progress, slandering intent. They weren't just wounding him. They were dooming lineages. No mere ploy. It invoked generational echoes. They didn't ensnare him with envy-fueled binds, whispers, or spite. They looped it back, constricting their own futures. Worse for descendants, not folklore. Its cosmic statute. Delaying his ascent bound their securities tighter. They bartered tomorrows at top today's sabotage. He wasn't adrift. He was refining. But they chained themselves to an uncontrollable blaze, devouring heritage, footing, serenity. This fire self-sustains on inequity, flaring with defenses. The infinite guards legacy bursars fiercely. His arc weaves influence, renewal, elevation. Assaulting him disrupted cosmic timelines. Their deceit-built scaffolds now collapse. Envy aimed to eclipse his dawn burned their dusk. Actions unveiled inner voids prophetic in pettiness. The cosmos replies, purging more than punishing, flames cleanse realms of corruption. Precision marks this blaze as verdict, fierce, sacred, unyielding, not his invocation. 8th, his silent agonies were ethereal invocations piercing unseen realms. Critics saw breakdowns as triumphs, his weariness, restraint, fractures signaling defeat. They derided the incomprehensible. Yet those moments transcended emotion. They were spectral signals beaming straight to infinite archives, evading mortal grasp. Each collapse into reflection, each wave of despair wasn't dissolution. It unlocked dimensions beyond their reach. Not pleas, but imperatives alerting the cosmos to injustice's scale. Overlooked by peers, dismissed by circles, but the infinite attuned. Such cries evoke profound resonance, not spectacle. It stirs, never idle. They jared, belittled, labeled excess. Unseen those agonies erected spectral fortifications layer by layer. Sleepless vigils, isolated depths, raw fractures, sacred transmissions to celestial halls. Response arrives. Not gentle, not merciful, cataclysmic. No tentative spark, a torrent appending all. They deemed his turmoil futile. It summoned uncontainable might. A force unbound by bargains, evading grasp. He sought equity, not reprisal. Equity storms in manifesting as sacred blaze. No quarter. They demanded reaction. Eternity delivered. From the realms they scorned, the source defied. The depths undervalued. Infinite grace offered pauses. 9th. They amplified defiance. Not unwitting. They sensed the wrongness inwardly. Yet they pressed on. The cosmos didn't abandon. It extended genuine openings, subtle nudges, uneasy slumbers, stalled pursuits, gut-twisting insights, sudden visions, unsolicited counsel. But they ignored, surged with hubris, escalated ruin. Not mere vice, insurrection. Vice regrets, seeks mend. Insurrection defies knowingly. They witnessed his grace, his poise, his forbearance, mistaking cosmic leeway for license. They capitalized, not converted. Escalation shattered the grace threshold. Boundaries crossed repeatedly, not singularly. Awareness voids unwitting excuses. Collapse fuels from that clarity. The cosmos judges drives, not acts. There's probe limits while cloaking virtue grace exhausted decree irrevocable. No need for his curse. They forfeited added spans. Infinite closure isn't wistful. It's terminal. Fallout. Balanced reprisal, not spite. Defiance births equity. Inevitable chosen. 10th. His cosmic essence activated verdict timers. His form defies norms. Covenant not chance. Eternity marks his intersections. His core binds to universal pacts. Mistreatment triggers mechanisms beyond sentiment. Not mere wiring, divine cadence, embedded thresholds. Abuse crests a sacred limit. Igniting cascades. Forgiveness irrelevant. Prayers aside, tipping invokes judgment. Anointed weight rejects prolonged debasement. Not vengeful, they presumed endless quiet, mistook resilience for consent. Unseen, a cosmic chronometer ticked, woven into purpose. Grace wanes. Transgression persists. Detonation irreversible. They throne sat on peril. Oblivious implosion unfolds languidly. Prospects fade. Alliances fracture. Foundations crack. He sensed the pivot. Not elevation, but equity's entry. Prayer webs can't unwind. This sans infinite mercy. Not territorial lore. Protocol launches at zero. Persists to balance. They slided more than flesh. A cosmic gauge. Failed trial. Timer of finite grace. 11th. So soon mockers of his trials will seek his light in desperation. He endured. They scoffed. Whispered in shadows, dismissed depths. Eyed frailties with scorn. Labeled him fragile, allegiance clingy, grief overblown. Now blaze descends, not his but infinite. That fragile accesses infinity. Scoffers stumble, fortunes dwindle, bonds fray, authority eridus internally. Isolation mirrors his wants. They deem coincidence. Inwardly, cosmic reply registers. He wasn't mere man, a reservoir of favor. Squandered, unleashed, rushing back, fractured, craving his intercession, unreachable, not grudge, mandate complete. Judgment seals portals, severs ties. He didn't depart. They were excised. Distinction, misconduct in proximity, now consequence without. They undervalued his essence till stripped. Realization dawns, not dramatic weakling, but anointed, mocked till miracle fled. 12th dominance not harm drove them usurping the infinite's role beyond envy control shrink him to exalt egos erode self instill doubt his diminishment inflated them insufficient victory they craved sovereignty silence voice shatter assurance eclipse purpose not affection usurpation calculated barbs manipulations withdrawals to rescue their storms crave their validation fear their gaze true strikes when insight dawn threat to their insecurity throne sought subtle worship, affirm. Judgments, images, wisdom, apologize for existence, diminish for their grandeur. Infinite observe the orchestration amid applauded veneers. Truth thrones undivided beyond abuse. Spiritual sedition usuring divine space exposure public now. Sway dissolves. Allure fades. Mask slip. Cosmic devastation. Not humiliation. Unveiling. No spin reverses infinite work. Throne grabbers forfeit regard shelter. Manipulation births isolation. Pilfered crowns chain as facades crumble. Former allies ponder missed signs. 13th response flows not from him but the infinite provoked. No strikes, no incantations. He could have exposed, demolished, but refrained. Survival and humble trials, cosmic alert to eternity, flames, not wrath, divine rectification. They cry sorcery, twist truths, fiend harm, cosmos unmoved. Blame him as realms quake. He was prelude. Infinite witnesses not spectates breached cruelty's bounds. Silence breaks not payback. Realignment impersonal blaze. Judicial suffering indicted. Not him. No plots needed. There's provoked cosmic draw. Scoffed at wounds, laughed at archived as proofs in sealed halls. Infinite doesn't tally. Restructures. Quiet. Sacred restraint. Faith in omnipotence. Their voids echo that silence. Deafening not bitterness, unbridled shadows toll. Last regrets, rituals, facades. Irrelevant divine order restores beyond safeguard clears fields. Misread fleeing sacred blaze not his match. Telling judgment. No fleeing the chosen source. Chosen one, don't just receive, respond. A simple super thanks up to $20 is a way to say yes to what heaven is releasing through this word 14th. He was Genesis, not grave. They presumed demise, warfare, smears, isolation, sealed fate. Exit TI finished unseen anointed don't perish. They phoenix not entombed launched. Betrayals activated not broke. Isolation recalibrated, not muted. Lies, fertile ether, solitary depths, sacred germination, roots delving as they toasted. End. Not vanished, deepening unseen. Assumed ruin seeds gestate till eruption. Growth bloom inexorable expected cephalar witness radiance twist blaze for dimming forged luminescence never victim blueprint faux thought closure so eternal sprout voice amplified vitality surges clarity sharpens irony. Their sabotage empowered ascent.